Hello, my beautiful Facebook friends. I hope you're doing amazing. I'm just coming to you today because I want to be a little bit transparent and say that a lot of people come to me and they say, how do you do what you do? How are you so consistent? How do you keep your health up? And I just want to offer you a little bit of transparency today and let you know that it's not always rainbows and unicorns, as I like to say, on a regular basis for me. Sometimes I struggle in my health, and sometimes I struggle in keeping things consistent. But the thing that we have to remember is that we have to do it and we have to take action no matter what. That consistency really is key. And I know how difficult it can be, trust me. Some of the big excuses that I get on a regular basis are I don't have enough time, or I don't have enough will or desire to get rid of those processed foods from my life, or I don't have enough money. And I want to tell you a little bit more about my story and how I experienced that in my own life, because I have been through some of those same things too. And the fact that in the beginning, I didn't feel like I had enough time, right? When I was first sick and I was first experiencing wealth and health and wellness and trying to go through that phase of my life, I was actually working myself to death. I did that for many years. And I know that when I was in the trenches, really working on my health, totally, completely dedicated, for me, I was getting on a plane every week. Every Monday and every Friday, I was on a plane. I was working 60 plus hours a week. I was writing a book, on my own health and healing journey. I was working on my own health still at that same point in time. And a lot of those things are very time consuming. And I just want to tell you today that you really have to choose which things are going to be your biggest priorities. Like, can you set aside pieces of your life to focus on your health? And that's what's really key. And I know for me, a lot of people come to me and say, well, I can't really give up these processed foods. Oh, I have to have my bread, or I have to have my cheese. And the truth is I get that too. I was a junk food junkie. I lived off of junk. I promise you, bread was my favorite food. Cheese was my favorite food. Pizzas, burgers, pastas, fries. I loved it all. And the thing is I had to realize that those were the very things that were keeping me sick. And it was the things that I wasn't willing to give up that were actually leading to disease in my body. So I get it. I understand. But the cool thing is now that I've done this for so long, number one, I've been able to find really good replacements, right? There is a replacement for pasta. There is a replacement, and it's not zoodles or whatever you want to call them. It's not, you can still have that pasta look, taste, and feel. You can still have tacos and taco salad, and you can still have spaghetti, and you can still have some of those favorite meals that you want to have. You just want to find replacements that really work for your body. And then the number 3 excuse that I get, and I do call it an excuse because I'll tell you that I believe it is money. And we are very, very sure that if we need a new iPhone, we're going to go buy it. We're going to pay $1,000 for that iPhone, right? Those iPhone lines, people line up, and it is like out the freaking door, people waiting to get their next iPhone. If we want to go to Starbucks every single day and get a latte, then we're going to do that. We're going to stand in that line. We're going to get up early. We're going to pay $5 for it. And if we had a TV that went out, we're going to go and get a new one. We don't think twice about it. We're like, where's the money, right? So we find the money for things that are important to us. And you have to determine, is health important enough to you to invest in yourself? And I think the biggest thing to really understand is sometimes we don't invest in ourselves because we don't value ourselves enough. We don't see the value in us and that we're even worth investing in ourselves. And that's why the iPhone is more important. That's why the latte is more important. That's why the television is more important than our health, because we value those things a lot more than we value our own selves. So the key to that is finding value in yourself. And I like to say, stop making excuses. And if you want to give me a reason as to why you can't participate in rebuilding your health, then that's one thing. But if you have an excuse, then that's another thing. And there's a really big difference between excuses and reasons. Now, when I was a health consultant, I want to tell you how I kind of fell into a trap recently. So when I was a health consultant, I was traveling the world. I did that for about 7 years. And I was going, getting on a plane on Mondays, working my schedule. Everything was scheduled and planned because it had to be. I needed that routine to make my life work, to even fit everything in. So when we have routine, we can create consistency. And with my routine, I would get on a plane on, like I said, on Mondays and Fridays, or Sundays and Fridays. So that was kind of my schedule there. But every morning I would wake up at like 4 or 4:30 a.m. I would have my sacred time, which for me, that's a devotion, that's reading, that's praying, that's walking and meditating. And then I would go into like my workout. So I would go outside, I would get a quick walk in, I would get my workout in, and then I would come in and I would have a shake. And then I would get ready for work and I would go start my day. I come home from work, I made sure I had a healthy dinner. I was staying in a hotel room that had a kitchen. I was able to prepare my meals, or either go out to a healthy restaurant and choose foods that actually served my body. And then I would come home, prep my meals for the next day. I always took my lunch to work, and I would prep my meals in a hotel room, and then talk to my family, talk to my husband, and then tuck myself into bed and start all over again. That is the routine that I created. And I think that it's very important to know that for us to create consistency in our life, sometimes it's easier to just get into a routine. Because when we have that routine, we put it on our calendar and we get it done. And the more we actually do the things that are on our calendar, the more we build trust with ourselves, and the more we're going to take action on those things when we kind of feel a little bit fuzzy. The more you break those promises to yourself, yes, I'm starting a new diet on Monday, or yes, I'm starting a new program on Monday to work out. Oh, I don't really feel like doing it today. Well, every time you make that decision to not do the program, or to not do the workout, or not take time to cook that healthy meal, you're actually breaking a promise with yourself, and you're creating a problem because you are creating a mistrust in your own self. And that leads to self-sabotage later on. So I want to tell you a little bit about the other side of this, is that we can change. I have a client, he wasn't even a client to begin with. I started working with his wife, and I'll tell you about her transformation later on. But I started working with Susie, and then her husband started coming on board and was like, oh my gosh, I see this transformation in my wife. Can I please jump on board? Can I do the very same things that she's doing and have the same results in my own life? And I'll tell you, I spoke with Tom last night, and he is like the most vibrant 70-year-old man that I have met. He is telling me on the phone, he's like, Chelsie, you will never believe, I feel better than I did in my 30s. People are asking me what I'm doing at age 70 to live such a healthy life. So I'm just telling you that he lived and suffered for a long time in his own health. And he wasn't even committed to himself. He committed to helping his wife because she was struggling for so long in her own health. But when he made the decision to do it with her, to really commit to doing the things he needed to do in his own life, then he started seeing results. And for a 70-year-old man to say, I feel better than I did when I'm 30, literally all we did was work on shifting his lifestyle, shifting his mindset, shifting his perspective. There are 3 things I work on with my clients, and that is making sure that they're eating foods that are right for their specific body type. And then I work on functional lab tests to make sure that we uncover those hidden healing opportunities inside the body. And then I work a lot on mindset, really just shifting that mindset, shifting that perspective, letting people know you do not have to be sick before you die. It doesn't matter your age. So my message to you today is really to just, number 1, learn to take care of yourself. Number 2, get rid of your excuses. If you have reasons, that's perfectly fine. Reasons are okay, but excuses are not. And remember that those excuses, they're just lies. They are lies that you're telling yourself to make you feel good. And it's really up to you. So remember that health is your greatest asset. And when you focus on health, you're going to be successful in every other area of your life. I'm wishing you an amazing day, and please let me know how you're doing in your health. And if I can help you with any specific questions, you can post those below. Have an amazing day.